Welcome everybody out there to Divorce Devil episode 47. We have Rachel on the mic. And once again, we have Dutch Bros. And we should charge them for
free advertising.
So today is a very convoluted and interesting subject. And Rachel actually has, that looks weird on the camera, actually has notes.
What did it look like I was doing?
I don't know. But it was side to side, up and down, thank God.
Hey.
So Rachel actually has notes.
I have no notes for once because this one I don't want to fuck up because I've got so many different versions of what this means to me.
So what does forgiveness mean to people that have
I think you should start because I need to get in a good headspace because this can turn Jersey really quick.
Okay. I think that forgiveness at first is overrated.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Hey.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, he's going to be like, I hold grudges, but I think I have to forgive so I heal. I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit.
At first, you gotta go through.
I don't think you can forgive.
I think
first.
you can.
No, not at first.
Eventually. No, not at first. So it's overrated because you have to lean into the pain because it's painful.
Oh yeah,
it's painful.
Yeah,
and your pain lasts for quite a while sometimes. But it's when you get to that point where you forgive, and it's almost like a transference. Forgive is not forgetting.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did I segue you in pretty good?
No,
now?
That was really awesome. But what is the purpose of forgiving someone who's done you wrong?
Because so picture your head having parking spaces, and your head has parking spaces for kids, mm-hmm. for work, for job, for school, for family, mm-hmm. and you're giving your ex an unnecessary parking space in your brain that could be filled with something else, like Dutch Bros.
No, because
What do you mean no?
No,
This is my podcast. What do you mean no?
This is my podcast, and you just live in it. Here's the deal. I think forgiveness goes along with the grudge thing. I'm tired of having to be the one that forgives everybody because nobody ever gives me an inch. So in my past, it was I'm right. Well, the moment I started speaking up and I wanted to be a little right, I was the asshole.
I understand you, but let me tell you, your eyes are not getting watery, are they?
No.
Okay. Good.
I am not crying. This is my cry and my angry are the same, just a little
One of my friends
different.
did listen to the last podcast. He goes, wow, she didn't cry.
Shut the fuck up. Y'all can kiss my ass. It means I'm a real human. I'm not a robot or a Stepford ex-wife.
But if you let them have parking spaces in your brain, you got to let it go. But it's hard to let go at first.
But why can't you just let it go? It does not, you don't give any fucks about it anymore. Why do I have to forgive you?
Because forgiveness is not for them, it's for you.
But what do I get out of it?
It's for you letting it go.
But I've already let it go because I don't give a shit about it anymore.
You haven't let it go if you have not forgiven.
So, but then what's the difference of being able to hold it? Listen here, mister. Okay,
posturing.
So what's the difference between holding a grudge and not? Like, if I am tired of people being an asshole to me and them never having to say sorry, right? If they don't say they're sorry, do I have to forgive them?
You could be tired of it. That's fine. But why give them parking spaces in your brain? Let it go.
There's a lot of empty space up there.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
I verified. I clarified, and I let you know there is empty space up there. And
this is really good, by the way.
I know. A lot of my mental capacity for humans since I've been divorced is I could give no fucks about you. I don't have to forgive you. I have just wiped you clean.
But that's forgiveness. If you wipe it clean,
how is that forgiveness?
That's forgiveness.
That's a grudge.
No.
Yes, it is. I'm never talking to you again.
If you wiped it clean, then that's forgiveness.
Okay, so I don't have to be like, I forgive them for being a tool.
You don't have to say I forgive you.
I forgive you.
I made that mistake.
For
Remember I told
not
you that I
being
text
an
my
asshole.
ex, So we were at a happy hour with a bunch of my divorce recovery people, and I was, feeling a little good. And it was probably 2 years into the divorce. And I texted her. I said, hey, I forgive you. No need for a text back. Oh, my God. I got texts for at least a week.
You got novels.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
And I just let it go.
Yeah, but what if that other person... Okay, so I left. You left the second time. That person's not sorry. Is it really a forgiveness?
It doesn't matter how they feel. It's all about you. Forgiveness is for you, not for them.
I don't need it.
Yes, you do.
I don't need it.
Yes, you do need it. Yes, that's what the podcast is about. You need forgiveness. And you have forgiven.
I don't feel like I call it forgiveness, though. I think I give it like, you matter nothing to me anymore.
Like
I can turn you off. I can turn you on, but I can turn you off, too. Yes.
So your forgiveness is not giving a fuck.
Yeah, I think so. Because
that's interesting.
I feel like in past, people would do shitty things to me, and I was I have my moments. I can get angry, but I feel like people have been so shitty to me, especially in my marriage, and not just the ex, but outside forces have been so shitty.
So have you forgiven them?
No, because I don't give a fuck.
But maybe you have forgiven by not giving a fuck.
No, I think I give a fuck about the people I care. Like, I forgive you if I care about you.
But why can't you not forgive the people you don't care about? Because they're
not worth my breath.
They're not part of the problem anymore, so it's gone. So, hey, I forgive you.
So you don't have to forgive them?
Yes, you do.
How?
You just say to yourself, like a mantra,
I forgive the people. You forgive them.
Yes. Hi, Rachel. You forgive the people that you don't give a fucks about. Yes.
But that's now extra energy that I spent on forgiving them.
But the extra energy is done.
So you thought I was going to be like, oh, yes, you should forgive everybody.
Oh, no, I didn't.
You knew.
I thought you were going to be totally opposite. Like,
you're like, I forgive nobody. Yeah. No, because a lot of times.
The paper man hit my flowers. I'm killing him. I don't forgive him at all.
No, I'm such a kind soul.
Oh, Jesus.
I am such a nice person until you fuck with me. It doesn't make sense. So
what I'm hearing is that you don't forgive them, but you don't give a fuck about them. I think that's part of forgiveness because you have erased those people from your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a conscious, I forgive the people who have wronged me so I don't murder them because now I feel better that I've healed.
Yes, exactly. Oh, my God. You've got it.
Podcast
right
over. Mic drop. We're out.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening, folks.
It was fun. Quick one.
It was fun.
No.
Yeah, so if you don't give a fuck about them, that's forgiveness.
Okay, so in my head it was like,
I shall
write a journal and say, today I forgive my mother-in-law for being a see you next Tuesday and ruining my life. Yes.
But she didn't ruin your life.
No, and I actually last night, don't normally ask Lance his opinion on before we do the podcast, because generally the topic comes to me at the midday when you have a brain fart and you're like, how about we talk about this today? And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And then we don't talk until we get here and we're like, what's the topic?
What did Lance say?
So he said that forgiveness basically is on you, but it doesn't matter. It's not something that matters to forgive someone. Like, I think with, probably paraphrasing this absolutely incorrect, and this is how I took it, was that person, no matter, is not a part of your life the way they used to be. Mm-hmm. So forgiving them or not, you're still living your life.
Yeah.
You're still going through the moments. And he made a comment too. It's like, he doesn't have to forgive his ex-wife because, she's the reason that they got divorced, and, but he did pull the plug. He doesn't think it was intentional. He thinks it was something that was always in her, that, he doesn't think she meant to hurt him the first time. I added that. I'm like, we don't go into a marriage trying to say, I'm going to get out of it.
Correct.
We go into a marriage and say,
I'm going to last 10 years.
We're going to be the old people rocking on the chair, dying. You're going to be buried next to the dog, whatever.
And that's part of forgiveness too, because you don't get that dream. You get pissed off.
You don't get the idea of that dream. Yeah. But I feel like, I keep saying act 2 is so much better than I thought my whole life was going to be.
Well, because you know what you want.
Yeah. And, I think we've discussed this too. Like, when I was 19, 20, I was like, I have to get married. I have to have kids. I got to get a job. I have to do this. We have to have the picket fence. And it was a survival too, to not stay in that generational curse we've talked about and making better, like choices.
Have you forgiven the generational curse?
Here's the deal. A lot of times I think I have until something else triggers me. And then I'm like, Jesus, fuck. Like, am I ever going to escape it totally? And I almost think that you shouldn't escape the generational curse. You should change your generation's
You should lean into
future.
it and use it for better.
Like, I feel like when I say generational curse, like, there was a lot of abuses, different types of abuses in my mom's family. And then before that, my great-grandmother, my grandmother. There was a lot of, I even just think maternal, he just made out with his coffee. A lot of maternal issues that were passed down generationally. And so my mom took the burdens of her mom because her mom was, crazy mean. Mm-hmm. And then my great-grandmother was apparently like, abused by my grandfather. She was like, 16, he was like 30. So it was like this crazy thing, like mail order bride kind of crazy. Like, I'm just learning a lot of my history, and it's like, that was abuse that was accepted. So now, that's how women were treated. And then my grandmother was basically a baby making machine. She had 13 children. And so she was expected to like take care of all these kids. Well, then she's like, no, you know what? I'm going to wash my hands of it. And I had kids so they could take care of the kids. So my mom was a mom very young, even though they were her siblings. And then she did that to me where like, oh, you can take care of her. I'm going to go out and party and drink and do that. Where I'm like, hey, this doesn't seem fair to me. I didn't have that kid.
Have you?
So I have a 24 and 20-year-old, and then I had a 10-year-old. I am the mother who's like, nope, you are not watching your brother. I can pay a sitter to watch him because I'm not tying you down to your sibling that you didn't have.
So you learned from that generational
So
curse.
I changed it.
Yep.
But I also want them to know, like, adversity, meaning, like, here's the struggles that our past has gone through. Let's not make those mistakes again. And how we learn is learning about history, not destroying history, learning about the history and seeing the circumstances of the history. The reason I got out of my marriage is one day the light bulb clicked. I will no longer allow my marriage to affect my children in a negative way. Where, like, growing up, my mom and dad fought all the time. They were drinking. It was a lot of times the fighting was based off of drinking.
And that was status quo.
Yeah, so, like, I wouldn't take my kids to a bar, even if it, like, Applebee's that has a bar, of course, yes. But if it was just a bar and we were going in and sitting and, no, I grew up in a bar. So I changed a lot of those things and, like, did more things with my kids, like, took them on vacation with us. Like, my parents, if they were going somewhere, it was like, we're going away for a week with our friends and you're going to have a sitter that's, like, 17. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I'm 13,
But you leaned into that and then changed it.
Yeah, so I definitely, my goal was to make sure that my kids didn't feel what I felt, but knew what I felt in order to change for the better for them. And like the marriage thing, like my marriage, like both sides of their grandparents, like my mom, my dad, his mom, his dad, dysfunctional as fuck.
So then you stopped the madness.
And then, did I really though? Because I put him in that for 20 years, 24 years.
But you didn't know.
Well, now I know. And so now.
But you can't go backwards. You got to go forwards from here.
And so that's the other thing. Do I forgive my mom for doing the best she could, not knowing that she was in some type of curse?
Yes.
I absolutely forgive my mom.
But there's times that come back where it still pisses you off. Things that you remember still piss you off, and that's okay. That's like, not part of forgiveness. That's just like a trigger.
Absolutely. So my kids, to me, like, I'm an adult technically, but I am living the best childhood now because I'm
happier.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like this is what I should have been like as a child, like happy and just silly and being able to laugh, and I can make my own choices now, because when I was 8, I was making my own choices, but it was like basically to survive. Now I'm making my own choices because, yes, Dutch Bros at this time of night is going to keep me awake all night, but that's a choice I made, and I'm, like,
Lance.
Baby. But no, like, so I feel like this forgiveness word has definitely changed with, like, the times, too. Like, forgiveness, to me, I forgive you if you've done something to me unintentionally and you say you're sorry. But Also, sorry has changed for me too, because I've had a lot of people say they were sorry, but just to shut me up. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'm sorry. But if I did something like, accidentally upset you, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I am so legitly sorry. I hope you can forgive me. And I tell my kids all the time, even if they say something that hurts me and they say they're sorry, I don't have to accept it. Where I would accept it just to stop the chaos. If you say you're sorry to me for being a shit because I didn't buy you a toy or something, we're going to go there, and you cause a scene at the store, and you apologize to me just so you can get me not mad at you or yell at you or you grounded, I do not have to forgive you.
That's a smart ass kid. That's a smart ass kid.
Until my heart says, okay, he really means that he's sorry.
So after your divorce, when did the forgiveness set in for you?
I don't think I've forgiven him.
Ah.
Because I had to make the decision to leave. I had to make the choices. I had to pull the plug because he was not mature enough.
So don't you have to at some point? Yeah, okay, all right. But I think you have forgiven, and maybe you don't know it because it doesn't.
I just think I maybe use a different terminology or something.
If it doesn't affect you, I think that's part of forgiveness.
Because now we're going to be like a fucking therapy session here. Because there are times when,
Therapy 101.
Because a lot of ours was, there was stupid, marital shit. But there was also financial shit and family shit and all this other shit. And I get the most angry when, say, I get child support and all this stuff, but he doesn't pay me. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to get mad because who does that affect? It affects me. I'm the one who's sad. I'm the one who this. I still take care of my kid. I buy him clothes. I do the things. I don't want to need it, but I feel like I deserve it. But yet, if he can't pay me, but he can go, to steak dinner every night, I'm like, what the fuck?
But that's a different level. Okay.
So now,
so
I have forgiven him for being a money tool.
So you've forgiven him for the divorce, but there's other things that he does that piss you off. That's different.
And it's not even like I'm mad. I'm perturbed. I'm like, fuck you.
I just get disappointed.
Yeah, I think that's it too. I think, you're like, you can take care of yourself, but you can't take care of, because the money I get from him, he made a lot of money and I made a good amount of money. But because of financial shit that he did, we had nothing. I didn't know we had nothing. And so it got to the point where, he's a big seafood person. He's still going out to Denver having $300 dinners, and I have $27 in the bank, but he can't pay me that week because he has to pay his mortgage or his rent. But yet I was living in someone's house for free, and he's still living the life. So he has enough money for a mortgage, enough money to go out to dinner, and I have $27 in the bank because I'm paying my bills and he's not.
But you know what?
So I don't forgive him.
Karma will take care of that. I'm a firm believer in karma.
Yeah, but and then if karma takes care of it, though, then it affects my kid. And so the bigger picture is that
not all the time. Though.
He does. I don't want to give a damn.
Yeah.
But I give a damn because it's like, this is not fair.
Yeah. So that's another level. There's so many levels of forgiveness, fairness.
Yeah.
One of my things.
Did you forgive? Have you forgiven her for 2 times of being a tool?
Oh, yeah, a tool.
I like that word. Apparently, it's not cool to say tool, but you have to be a certain age.
But you know what a tool is? A garden hoe is a tool.
It's not like a tool. Like you're dumb. I don't know. You got no brains.
A tool from Ace Hardware, a garden hoe. Don't
I heard you were a hoe before you.
Anyway, so
when did you
my
feel
deal? So back to the word forgiveness. So when I facilitated divorce recovery at the church in downtown Colorado Springs, I learned, I must have gone through it probably 8 times. And I always told my class, the forgiveness day, this is a tough day for me. I was always upfront with them. So one day, probably the 7th time I heard the talk, one day the guy gave the talk, and I actually heard him. He said, forgiveness is hard when you still got stuff going on. And that makes a lot of sense. But
is it forgiveness?
I never heard that. Go ahead.
But is it forgiveness then?
Yes. But
if you have
not till after that did I forgive.
Okay.
Because there was still there's still craziness going on. Yeah. And I'm just, it's like, hey,
I feel like my forgiveness is letting it go.
Yeah. That's That's part of forgiveness.
Because in
you
my,
don't have to say the word
I
forgiveness.
think in my maybe I'm fixated on the word forgiveness because so many times I have forgiven actions of other people and gotten nothing from it. It's just like this, whatever.
So
that's just how they are. This is how they will. You just can't change them. She's 80 years old. You can't make her do something different. Well, no, you can let her know that the actions she's doing aren't normal, and she doesn't get to affect you anymore. And we're talking about my mother-in-law because she's the one who's really like,
So when I text you the subject for today,
I saw like red, orange, green, rainbow bright came in front of my face, and she's like, "I got you little fluffy puffer thingies, whatever they're called."
Oh,
and she's just like, "Just be calm."
So you saw the text, you're like, "Oh, forgiveness."
Fuck forgiveness. Well, when we talked about last week too, is like, I don't talk to my sister because every time I talk to her, she belittles me, she badgers me, she tells me I wasn't there for her, she tells me all these things that I didn't know that I wasn't there for because I can't read minds yet. And so I literally have cut her off. I don't forgive her. I shall never forgive her. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want her involved in my life. I talk to the thing I get from my sister is my nieces and nephew who are like my children that I didn't have. I love them more as much as I love life. I have what I need from her children. Everything that she's ever given me has been, I'm not good enough. You don't do enough for me. And a lot of it was financial. Like, her husband left and I wasn't there to pick up the pieces for her. And like, I wasn't there. I lived here and she lived in Florida. So it's like, she was sick and didn't tell me. And she's like, you weren't there for me. And I'm like, I don't know if you're sick if you don't tell me.
So another level of forgiveness.
Oh God, you saw my hands moving.
I was like, let me just go ahead and calm that down.
Posturing. My fists were coming up.
So another level of forgiveness is Teflon. Like letting some of that shit just roll off of you.
Oh, I thought you meant like building a wall, Ninja Turtle style. I was like, I got my shell on. I'm ready to fight. Where's the boxing gloves?
Teflon, not Dow Corning. Teflon, making things roll off your back, man. You gotta let some stuff go. You can't let people get to you.
Yeah, but
especially now since you've been through the divorce.
Yeah,
where they got to you before and they know your trigger points. It's like, hey, cool, hey. Whatever. Yes. Yeah.
Well, and I feel like letting her out of my life, like just releasing her out of my life, has totally done that though. Because I'm not crying. Well, I do cry, but shut the fuck up, all of you.
You don't see her.
No, who cares?
Yeah.
What do I get from it? I get a guilt trip that she has cerebral palsy. She has children though. She has 5 children. She had a life. She was married. Like she was a mild case, but younger she had a lot more physical issues, and of course over years operations and stuff like that. Younger she was more handicapped. Now she's handy-capable, and because I'm not helping her like I did when she needed me more, like at that level, I'm not doing enough.
So obviously she hasn't forgiven you, but that doesn't matter.
For what?
That doesn't matter.
For paying her bills and buying her Christmas and making sure she had food on the table and buying groceries and paying her electric bill. What the fuck else can I do? I'm not her husband.
All right, hold on. Fast forward.
No, I'm now mad.
Fast forward.
Now I'm mad.
I'm going to make you really mad now.
Oh, fuck.
Fast forward. Moving on.
Do not look into the laser.
One of your older kids gets married.
Yeah.
All the family members are there.
Yeah.
Including your ex-mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah?
But Lance is there with you.
Yeah.
To soften the blow.
Yeah.
So do you say hi to her? Say, hey, how's it going? And just walk away?
I'm the most cordial.
Oh, cordial mean?
No, cordial nice. Oh. Hi, Shirley. How are you?
Cordial nice mean. Nice.
No, I literally get this like flat affect going, hi, how are you? You're wonderful. You're great. How are you? Yeah. But she's going to turn it to make it about her because she actually did that.
Only if you let her. Only if you let her.
She ruined two graduations that weren't about her.
That
and
was
that's
before
like,
you were still married then.
Yeah.
You have the power.
No.
You have the power.
Now I might just punch the old lady.
No, you're not going to punch her. But you're going to turn it on.
Why not?
And
I'm pretty sure the lady tried to poison me.
Anyway.
Cut my brakes,
So you say hi to her, then you walk away. That's part of forgiveness.
But she's going to be like, if it wasn't for me, none of you would be here.
I'm here to help you. Let it go. Let it go.
This is awesome.
Elsa.
Therapy.
Elsa. Let it go. Let it go. I've never seen that movie, by the way.
Oh, I'm a Norwegian princess. I am Elsa.
Yeah.
I'm actually Elsa and Anna, like the
Like
little
the ship?
bipolar.
Like the ship Norwegian? Or just the princess
Like
Norwegian?
from Norway, dumbass.
Oh, Norway. Damn.
Like
okay.
Norwegian.
Norwegian
My maiden name's Peterson.
Norwegian
Like
cruise line.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
should be able to go on for free because
Yeah.
I'm Norwegian, right?
Anyway, back
Wow,
to
this is
forgiveness.
sugar.
Yeah. So you
No,
see
so here's the thing.
Good.
In the summer, I go back home, and the entire family of where I go back home, that's them. That's his family. I have tried to visit them and do all of their stuff. I just can't do it anymore.
And that's okay.
And so, like my son was supposed to visit his mom, his grandmother, and it turned into my ex-husband and his mom getting to a huge fight. Her saying that I was keeping him from her. I'm like, I'm not keeping him. We have plans. Like, you are not involved in my plans. If you get to see him, you're lucky. You're welcome. But I
That's
did.
on your son's time, not mine.
Yeah. And I said, if we have a day down, because we were there for 4th of July and the day before we're kind of like doing some stuff, whatever. If we have an off day, you can see him whenever you want. Because, my ex-husband's stepdad, who's like my own father, I've known him for 20 some years, is very old. He's like 95. He's failing health. And I went to see them and stuff like that. So I planned on going to visit. It's like, hey, hi, how are you? They've been a part of my life forever. But I will no longer take her shit.
So can you visit without taking a shit?
Oh, yeah. I just yes her to death and like, have a nice day. And
But she tries to engage you, doesn't she?
oh, she
Yeah.
does that to everybody,
yeah.
though. She does that to everybody. And I now know that she's so jealous that I had the power.
To leave.
No, like the way she handled everything was always aggressively. Like, I'm the boss, I'm the mom, I'm the this. You have to respect me. You have to force respect, like force this or that. In such a mean shell of a person, where I could get the same result being kind. So I think she was jealous of that. So she would make me sad because she was so miserable that she wanted like people to like her, but she was such a fucking asshole that like, why would we? But we just wanted to be nice because she was the mother of our, our spouses, like my sister-in-laws and I, and then the grandmother of our children. So, like, we just wanted to be cordial. And, so many times I bit my tongue, I will no longer bite my tongue. She says one thing off base, I'm out. I'm going to be like, shut the F up. I don't want to I don't mean to disrespect you, but I'm going to disrespect you. My mom and dad aren't here, and you are truly not my parent. Back up.
And that's part of forgiveness, folks.
Yeah. But no, I mean, that's part of healing, too. Like, forgiveness, yes. Healing.
Forgiveness, that's part of healing.
I don't have to forgive her for being such an asshole to me for so long.
Forgive, not forget. Remember, there's two
I
different
don't want to forgive her. What if I forgive her, that gives her power.
It doesn't give her power. It gives you more power because you've not given her another parking space in your
She don't got no
brain.
space in anywhere,
Right
and
now.
I'm going to throw her off the cliff.
Right now, she's got a lot of spaces.
No, I don't think about
all
her
right.
until you tell me to on the fucking
Until
podcast.
I tell you to the podcast?
Yeah, like no,
Right.
like this woman has no, she has no, what's the word, clout, no, like,
Culpability.
there's
clout,
no
all that
energy
stuff.
based on her.
Oh my God.
Other than like, she'll say something to they went to visit. She said something inappropriate about me in front of my son. And now the next time I talk to her, I will let her know that she's never allowed to see my son again. And you told me to let it go.
Yep.
Why? I don't have to forgive her for telling my son that she would have killed me if she had a gun. This woman said that. If I had a gun at an incident that happened at the graduations, I would have killed her in front of my 10-year-old. Then my 10-year-old's like, I don't want you to see grandma ever again. She's going to kill you. Why do I let that go? Why do I have to let that go? Oh, because it makes me angry, and now I'm fucking pissed off.
Well,
Look
you
at
don't.
this shit.
You don't let it go, but you forgive, but you don't forget.
But
That's
why can't
it.
I say
That's two
something?
things. But you can. But you can still say something and still forgive. You can do both.
I feel like I'm so confused. Are
Right
we
now,
talking about physics?
You're like in a vortex.
I'm literally, do I take
Twister.
the red or blue pill?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I think maybe it is, I'm hung up on the word forgive. I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to give her space, but she's consumed so much of my energy and my oxygen. I want her to know how much she's hurt our family. And she literally caused a lot of our problems. I mean, yes, I'm going to take my fault in it too.
But that's not your job.
At the end,
that's not your job.
It was almost like her job was to destroy us.
But that's not your job to tell her how much, unless she asks, say, hey, how you feel? I feel like shit because you tried to destroy us, or you did destroy us. That's a different story.
And you know what, though? I think I mentioned this last night. I said, without her being like that, so maybe I do forgive her.
Yeah,
without
because
her
she let
being
you eat Lance.
Exactly.
Things
And I
happen for a
said
reason.
all the things that had to come into place for me to be in my happy and to be in this journey and the act 2 literally had to happen, or like I still might be in New Jersey miserable.
Thank you, mother-in-law. Wow, that's deep.
You said it, not me.
I know.
And and again, okay, maybe I have forgiven her. I just feel I have grown enough to not care like what her.
If the only time that you think about her is on the podcast, then I think you've forgiven her.
Maybe.
Like,
And maybe maybe I need to learn how to define forgiveness a different way, because my kid calls me and is like mean because she's having a bad day. I don't take that so personally anymore. I'm like, you know what? She just broke up with her boyfriend. This happened.
Yep.
I see the bigger picture now, where before my daughter and I fought, it was like she just hated me. Yep. It was only about me.
But it wasn't about you.
It wasn't about me. It was she had a bad day at school or whatever. But now I see it because the bigger picture means that all the things that had to come into play. Again, like we said, I had to be. I thought I was happy when I moved here. And then when I got here, I was like, oh, wait, that's not what happy looks like. And, oh, wait, this is how people treat each other. And, oh, wait, you don't have to have that. And it doesn't always have to be about this person's family, or it doesn't have to do that. And then, figuring out the multiple times that I didn't want to be in it, then finally leaving, dating, going on an app for a one-time paid. And I paid for my boy.
Paid for your boyfriend.
And so all the things that had to work out to find my happy meant that I had to be so miserable that I got to rock bottom. Thank you, Shirley.
So forgive her.
Like, so literally,
what?
thank you.
What?
So I guess it is. No, but it's more of a thank you than I guess a thank you is a forgiveness.
Yeah, it is. What's on your sheet there? You got a lot of stuff on your sheet.
I do got a lot of things. Okay.
Yeah.
So why forgive when you said you do hold grudges, David?
I do. But
So then you didn't forgive them.
no, I think the grudge
You
part
decided to
is
not.
more of the forgetting part. That's
But that
different
means
than-
you had to forgive them first to forget.
Yeah. No, you don't forget.
No, but you had to you said.
You forgive, and don't forget. Correct. You forgive.
But if you're holding a
don't
grudge, did you
forget.
really forgive them?
If you hold a grudge, that's part of forgetting.
So then you're not forgiving
Because
them.
the grudge reminds you of how bad they hurt you.
So then you don't forgive them.
You do forgive them. You said thank you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you.
Okay, so
But-
my
but-
brain cannot
But I
handle
don't
that.
forget because I don't put my hand back in the snake bag. You put your hand back in the snake bag, then that's your fault for getting bit because you know the snake's going to
Okay,
always
here's a
bite
good
you.
one. Here's
Yes.
a good one. Ready?
All right.
So here's what's on my paper.
Oh, jeez.
Can forgiveness equal enabling bad behavior?
No.
Because if you forgive them for
No.
being a jerk and they keep being a jerk and you keep forgiving them,
That's because you let them be a jerk. You forgive them, and next time they're a jerk, you say, hey, stop.
and then you hold a grudge. So then you haven't really forgiven them.
No, you make them stop. You say stop. Say, oh, nope, don't want to hear it.
But then
Just
you
stop
get
them
that's just how they are. You can't change them.
Yep.
And they're your
But
mother-in-law.
you
And
stop.
they're your,
But you don't
But
listen
you won't
to
let
it.
me tell her off.
But you don't listen to it. That's just it. You don't have to tell her off. She's no longer in your life. You have won. Winner. Like that. Winner.
Where's your little beep?
Winner.
You don't have like a winner chicken dinner?
Uh-oh.
You don't know what buttons you're pushing, do you? You need to label them. No, not that one.
Knocking it out of the park.
That one.
Winner.
Winner. Chicken
right.
dinner.
Yeah. So you've won.
Okay.
And forgiveness is part of winning. Once you forgive somebody, you have won. And even if they come back in your life and they try to do the same thing, you don't let them. You say, hey, no, I'm not putting
So
up that
now,
right
if
now.
it's say it's your ex, so how do you forgive your ex so that you can deal with your children?
Because
you don't talk to her.
It took a while. Mine was more mental.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to see her in the room in order to forgive her because I went through so much shit. So mine was more mental.
Okay.
And then once I let that, I think my attitude with life was even more because she was such a negative part of my life every day thinking about her negatively.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a vacuum.
But yeah, when you keep saying you forgive them, isn't it also their responsibility to actually be sorry?
No. That is no. Not even close. No.
I'm asking the good questions. That's why we're here.
Forgiveness has nothing to do with them. It's all about you. I know you have a hard time with that one. Forgiveness is for you.
Yeah, but
Rachel.
Why do I have to put energy in forgiving someone? Because then it really does take a lot of brain power to forgive.
You forgive them, then it's over.
Do you think?
But you don't forget.
Yeah, but okay, here's another one. So do you think, David, now when people wrong you, it takes a lot longer to forgive them or a lot quicker to forgive them?
No, just don't give a shit. No.
So what the fuck's the difference? Why can't you just not give a fuck and not have to forgive them?
But that's part of forgiveness.
But who tells you had to forgive? You could just give no fucks. I like to give no fucks better.
No fucks.
I give 0 fucks.
That is part of forgiveness.
But why do you have to forgive? I literally just went
I
demon.
know. It's like 4 octaves. It's like, whoa. Whoa.
No.
I'm waiting for your head to go around and then spit.
Dare not play that.
Spit Dutch Bros.
No, but why do you have to put energy in the word forgive when you can just
It's
fucks.
all about you,
no fucks.
Rachel.
No fucks. No fucks.
I think no fucks is forgiveness for you. For other people,
most people, it's like they've had to go through.
It's like, ooh, man, something's wrong with you. But Rachel, that's forgiveness.
That's that Jersey forgiveness. It's like,
yes. Hello,
hey,
Jersey forgiveness.
Hey, Jersey forgiveness.
Oh,
I mean, literally,
no
when I
fucks.
met Lance, literally in the first, 20 minutes of talking on the phone, I think I called him an asshole. And then he's like, what? I go, well, if you're a fucking asshole, we're family. If I call you an asshole and we're like talking in like just in this kind of tone, I like you. But if I call you a fucking asshole, we're family. It's done. I love you.
So back to him. So he said he did not forgive his wife. Is that
No, I think he said he did. He didn't really put an effort into forgiving her because it doesn't matter anymore. Why does it? He doesn't have to. Again, I think it's the same as what I'm saying, kind of.
Not give it a fuck. No fucks.
Well, no, because the only way that she affects him now, right, is because of their daughter. Yeah.
It's through the kids. Yes.
And so
yes.
He just doesn't put any energy in it, like thinking about her ruining a marriage. Or, and again, like he said, the first time unintentionally, like she may not have known she had feelings for somebody else besides him, wasn't meaning to hurt him the first time. The second time it happens, now it's intentional. Do I forgive her for the second time? He doesn't put any energy into it because he's so happy. I mean, I can't talk for you, Lance, but I think he's happy and he's a good place.
That's no fucks.
But you just said it was forgiveness.
That's no fuck. Some people's no fucks are forgiveness.
So we're going to now redefine the word forgiveness. It means no fucks too. It equally means no fucks. So you can either say I forgive you, or you can say no fucks.
No fucks.
I mean, I think I like my version better.
I would never think this podcast would go this way today. Never in a million years.
You thought you knew
from
me.
Forgiveness to no fucks.
You know I have multiple personalities, right?
But I never thought I'd be going to the no fuck zone. No fucks.
Have you been to this podcast?
No.
Have you been to this podcast?
There's a difference between the no fuck zone and no fucks.
I mean, we talk
zone.
about unsolicited dick pics,
Yes.
and you don't think we're going to go to no fucks.
No fucks. Wow.
But you know what's even
I'm not
better?
forgiving anybody anymore. It's like no fucks. No
You
more
know what
forgiveness.
helps you forgive?
I'm through with forgiveness.
You know what helps you forgive?
What?
Is when you find a good fuck. Hey, baby, I got you. Because then when you get something good and you're like, oh, babe, what did I have? Oh, yeah, you don't even care about. You gave no fucks about the last thing, and now that you've done
fucks about the last the past fucks.
Exactly, because the new fucks. I mean, sorry everybody, the new lovemaking is amazing.
Oh my God.
It helps you forgive and forget.
We went from forgiveness to forgetting to no fucks
Thank
to
you,
old
Dutch
fucks
Bros.
and current fucks and new fucks
Yeah.
and future fucks. Wow.
I got some good I don't know what the word I was going to say. I was going to say meat. I don't know where the word came from, but I just wanted to say meat. Do you know you have glitter all over your face?
I know. From last week. There's glitter in the bathroom. There's glitter in your chair. The girls ask me, where's glitter come from? Hey,
so the pole comes down from the ceiling after I leave,
God.
and he just uses the glitter that I left behind from the costume. Oh my God.
So to recap.
No, so really, it's like, so to get over someone, you got to get under someone else. That helps you forgive and forget that the last shit was bullshit.
Oh.
I mean, when you didn't know, you didn't know. But now that I know, damn it. What are we talking about? See, I forget.
I know. I forget. You forgiven and forgot.
I forgot and forgive. What are we talking about?
So one of my
I guess
friends,
I forgive him. I forgive everybody. What?
One of my friends
Yeah.
was talking to his ex, and she was trying to get back with him. One of my friends. And,
why are you doing air quotes? What are you talking about?
Hey, quiet. So, no fucks. And so forgiveness equals no fucks. So she was trying to not really get back with him, but trying to be flirtatious, whatever.
Yeah.
But he was done. And so she was like, "So you want to hook up one day?" And he said something poignant I will never forget, ever.
Say it.
Forget. He said, "All the women I've had since we been divorced." No, sorry. Each woman I've had since we've been divorced is more than all the sex you ever gave me.
Where's the mic? Drop. Mic drop.
Wow.
That sounds like a floppy mic drop.
Is that wild?
Dang.
And she
I
smiled.
have
Wait,
to agree. I literally have to agree.
And she smiled. It's like, don't smile at that. That's a slam.
Dude, he just said your sex was not good.
Oh, okay. So back to forgiveness. Back to forgiveness and no fucks.
Well, you know how I feel about my man now.
Okay, of course, yes.
I mean, when I measure and I do all my hand jobs.
I got to meet this guy. I cannot wait to meet Lance.
6'4". Equally impressed.
Number one, I'm going to hug him and just start crying. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Lance.
I'm sorry you found
I'm sorry, Lance.
the love of your life, but she is cray.
Lance, I'm sorry.
She loves you.
He does, Lance. I'm sorry, man. Hang in there, buddy. Hang in there.
I know. I'm sure people feel for him.
He's always crying, Lance. I know, man. I know.
He's just like...
It's okay.
The one time he's like, I had tears in my eyes because we were watching. I don't even know why. And he goes, "Are you crying again?" So then we were listening to the podcast on the way home last night from Denver the last week because he listened to a little bit of it and then he was listening to the rest of it when we were in traffic on the 25.
Wow, that is so sexy.
I know, right?
So sexy.
I mean, hearing myself on the radio is like, I'm on the radio. Not really, but in my head we are. So
hey, but podcasting is no fucks.
when you said she's not crying.
He died, didn't he?
He literally lost his shit. He's like, dude, okay. How do you know her so well? What the hell? And I was like, shut it. Just stop. I'm not crying.
That was one of the feedback I got from Jeff. My friend Jeff, he goes, well, at least you didn't cry that episode. I was like,
Shut
wow.
up.
I was like, wow, Jeff.
Well, it means I'm real. I'm real. But yeah. All right. So you have to come up with something, let's see.
So have we gotten to the point where forgiveness is pretty much no fucks, and you don't forget, so you let it happen to you again? Because if you forgive and forget, then that's your fault.
Okay.
When it happens again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've gone to that point, but what about, okay, so here's one of the things I have. In the process of healing, do you think you have to forgive, or you will become like a disgusted, cynical, like I give no fucks, but in a negative manner?
I think you have
which is blocking healing.
I think you have to forgive in your own pace.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen right away.
Yeah.
But if you don't forgive ever, then you become cynical.
And I think I have both ends of that. Like I'm cynical to the point where like,
I
the
think
amount
your
of
forgiveness and no fucks are like
Yeah.
a gray area, like here.
the amount of no fucks that I give, it outweighs.
That comes out like.
outweighs. I don't know how to put it. So I don't give a fuck about the shit that's happened before, but it affects me to the point where it makes me better. So then I'm actually giving a fuck because I want to be a better person. I mean, I'm a great human. Like you know me.
Yes.
I'm,
God, yes.
I mean, everybody loves me.
Right here in front of me.
Like, come on.
Yes.
I mean, everybody loves me.
Dutch
Everybody
Bros.
that meets me. I mean, I literally got adopted last night by a stranger because I'm so fucking wonderful.
I know.
So
he gave a fuck.
he did. He was so cool. He was so nice. He was like talking about the stadium and all the other stuff. But anyway.
Did you tell me we have a divorce podcast?
I did.
Did you seriously?
I did. I'm like, I do a podcast and how I met Lance. And Lance actually came over one time because the guy, like, I went up to go to the bathroom and he had me this piece of paper and he works at the stadium and he's like the guest relations for like section 134 and 135. And he gave me this paper. He's like, just buy the cheapest seats and come see me. And I'm like, all right, cool. So another time we were doing something, I went to get a coffee and I saw him again and I was standing next to him and Lance comes over and he's like, is this guy spiking your drink? And I go, are you jealous, baby?
Oh, there you go.
Are you jealous? So then I started talking about my man.
Because Lance gives a fuck.
He does. Wow. He's so good.
That'll be our next podcast, Giving a Fuck. Giving a fuck and not giving a fuck.
Giving a fuck.
When is it imperative to give a fuck and not give a fuck?
Well, and I think part of the forgiveness is when you say you give no fucks, you've actually had to give enough fucks to not give a fuck.
Wow.
Right? Because you had to decide that this person is no longer worth my energy. Yeah, my energy. Because I've put so much energy in it, and who's it affecting? Me. But when the person that's hurt you so much doesn't have to change and doesn't have to do this, you almost get to the point where, like, it's not fair that I have to be a better person because you're such a horrible person.
No one said forgiveness is fair. That's another thing.
So then why not just not give a fuck?
Because it's for you. It's for you.
I'm a good person and I don't need to forgive you.
It's for you.
Yeah. But I'm really having a hard time with this, if you can tell. Yeah. What did you just swipe me to the left or right or something? Okay. So have you forgiven your ex?
Yes.
For everything?
Yes.
How long have you been separated, divorced?
Mentally, 13 years. Legally, 11.
Oh, man, I'm only like year and some in.
You're a newbie.
I don't have to give no forgiveness.
You're like, give no fucks. No fucks.
I give no fucks until I have to forgive, and I don't want to forgive.
13 or 11 in. See, I'm an old guy.
We know.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
And so it's
old people give forgiveness.
Old people give forgiveness quicker than
younger people give no fucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will let you have no fucks.
Yeah, but for me, it's more forgiveness than no fucks. Because I could care less.
And as you get older, do you have to give more forgiveness to, like, you get to heaven or something?
Damn.
Is there an amount of forgiveness as you need to get to the pearl again?
Am I that close to it?
I mean.
Yeah, that's my mom about that one. That's a different story. Yeah.
So now, see, how about your mom? Your relationship with your mom. Have you forgiven her? Or you just grudge her with no fucks?
There's so many.
Levels of that.
Levels of no fucks.
Am I quick? I'm quick.
God.
I need to have sugar all the time.
Oh,
no, I
man.
don't.
This is it. No more Dutch Bros. This is it. No more. Until next week.
We need a sedative.
God is like.
We need an equalizer. Wait, that just reminded Charlie Brown. Do you think she gave no fucks about
Charlie
her
Brown's
kids?
teacher?
She never even talked to them damn kids. She just like moaned at them. I don't want to deal with you kids. Get the hell out.
She didn't give a fuck.
She gave
because they didn't learn a thing.
Yeah, they're still in the same grade for like 35 years.
Because she didn't give a fuck.
You're still in second grade. Hey, she's having a baby in the back. That's okay. She's still in second grade.
All right, everybody. Whew. That was interesting. Man,
you all were surprised at Rachel's responses.
At Rachel's. I thought for sure Rachel was good. Well, she did.
I almost choked the mic out.
No. Once again, I want to talk to Lance and hug him and say, Lance, I'm sorry.
He's so good to me, though.
I know.
He has definitely helped me. Whether or not it's called forgiveness or whether he has taught me to literally let it go. Because the only one it affects, because I'm super emotional, super sensitive. Apparently it's hormones or some shit when you're a girl. You got these weird things that happen. He has definitely taught me that some things are just beyond worrying about.
Yeah. You shouldn't worry about things you can't change.
Yeah.
You can't change it. You're not going to change your ex-mother-in-law. You're not going to change your ex-husband. You can't change them. I cannot change my ex-wife.
One of my favorite saying is be the change you want to see in the world. And I want to choose kindness. But when you've had so many people being not nice to you and you still have the same spirit that I do, because I'm the happiest person normally when I'm not crying, of course.
I want to be a quarter because it's a big change. It's the biggest coin.
What the fuck just happened?
I want to be a change.
I want to be a quarter.
I want to be a quarter. There's a dime, nickels, and pennies. I want to be a quarter. I want to affect change in the world by being a quarter.
Wow.
I know that's deep, huh?
That was squirrely.
I know that was deep.
That was not deep. That was
straight from Dutch Bros.
Brought to you by crack.
All right, everybody. That's 50 minutes.
There was a lot to talk about.
Oh,
that's
God.
a very touchy subject because, yeah. I don't think enough people forgive.
So you're going to forgive?
But I feel like everybody should give no fucks.
Are you going to start forgiving?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to give no fucks still.
That's part of forgiving.
I redefined the term forgiveness. It now means
no fucks.
Mm-hmm.
God.
I forgive you for
I never saw this coming.
You're welcome.
I know.
I mean, you got to change it up a little.
Well, thanks everybody for listening and watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to us.
Share.
Because we have no subscribers.
If you have a business and you want us to sponsor
sell
us,
something, we sell anything.
We will talk about your shit and no fucks.
We even sell garden tools.
Because he's a hoe.
Yeah, there you go. All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.